Network here, and today's video is going to be an unboxing video of a certain video game statue that I've been looking forward to for a long time. Why am I dressed up in my karate gi then? Well, that's because today's video game statue is the Prime 1 Studios statue of Ryu from Street Fighter. In particular, this version is going to be the Ryu from Street Fighter V, but regardless of what version of Street Fighter it is the classic character Ryu, or Ryu as I know him growing up, and I am really excited to open this up and see just what it looks like in person, how big is it exactly, and all of that good stuff. So you can see the top of the box right here. It's a pretty big box. It'll be interesting to see just where on these shelves does Ryu fit, and if I have to move anything around, which I imagine is going to be the case. You know, I have a lot of first four figures statues, such as the ones you see here, Link on the King of Red Lions, Samus Aran, Mario on Yoshi. There's an R-Wing right there that you can see, and I don't know if it's in frame necessarily, but we've got the Hylian shield from the Legend of Zelda series, Majora's Mask down there, Link with his bow and arrow from the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, and I have a few others that are not in this room, but this is my first statue from this group. Oh wow, that's a cool box. I'm gonna have to tilt this up because you probably can't see that, but this is the Prime 1 Studio Premium Master Line Street Fighter V statue, and I'm looking forward to it. It'll be interesting to see what's the quality like from them compared to first four figures. F4F does a fantastic job. I've heard plenty of good things from Prime 1 as well, but yeah, we'll see if one is a little bit better or just, you know, equally good in different ways. This is what the box looks like. I'm gonna lift it up for you. Woo! Okay. I'm not too concerned about the brown outside box, so I think I'll probably dismantle that. Or maybe I'll tip this upside down and do it that way. Might be a little bit safer. We'll see. Also worth noting, the statue is number 93 of 100. You hear that? That's a lot of styrofoam moving around. So we're moving this. Okay. Okay. Not the most elegant, but probably the safest way. Let's get this box out of here. Maybe it's a good thing that I didn't break the box down because my kids will probably have fun playing in it, or my cat, or both. All three? Yeah. More styrofoam. One thing that I do like that these statue manufacturers do is take care for your product. These aren't cheap. They cost several $100s, and you wouldn't want them to get damaged in shipping, right? Cool. Oh, that's awesome. I'm going to show you the artwork. I'm going to have to lift up the box for that. But first I'll get this plastic out of the way. I've been waiting for this statue for a while. I've had it for a bit, just have not opened it up because I was waiting to put it in this room. Oh, cool. So, this is what this guy looks like. Ryu with his Hadouken. Okay. I don't know how many pieces there are. Some statues have a few pieces to put together, like in this case, you had to put the sailcloth on, Link on. Here you had to put, well, this is a little bit different. You had a magnetic egg. You did have to put Mario on top of Yoshi, Yoshi on top of the part of grass there. Other statues you may have to put like a top half of a character on with the bottom and such. I have a giant Bowser one. Oh, cool. Looks like this has a few pieces to put together. Assembly instructions. Depending on how long this takes, I may have to come back with a finished product video because it looks like this is a pretty complex one. You've got, let's see, legs to snap in, a torso to put on top of the legs, a belt to put on, geez, a backing. His Hadouken looks beautiful. That's what this thing's gonna look like. Well, I'll start opening up and then I'll kind of make a decision sooner than later, hopefully. All right, how much effort, how much time is it gonna take to put together? Because I don't wanna bore you necessarily with all of that kind of stuff. You're probably mostly interested in what the final product looks like, unless if you maybe want to see the whole step-by-step. This is just a Prime 1 Studio pamphlet showing what else does the company do. There's some Dragon Ball Z stuff, Batman from the DC universe, House of Dragons, you got Terminator there, Transformers, Joker, Alloy from Horizon, Master Chief, Halo. Cool stuff, good variety. All right, here's another box. Like I said, these things usually have like boxes within boxes, so I'm gonna tip this down once again and flip it open safely and show you what it looks like. That noise probably sounds wonderful, I'm imagining, on the camera. Let's see, pick that up, good, sliding, almost there. This box I'll probably flatten down and keep because I appreciate the art. But the shipping container, that'll probably go away. Next up we have this. I'm glad I have a knife because this is going to require some cutting. And that's when I'm going to have a feeling that, or I have a feeling that, yeah, I'm going to be out of frame. Because when I cut this, it's going to fall out, so I don't want that to happen, so I'm gonna have to turn it this way, cut it, but then at this point, you're not gonna see anything. So bear with me for a moment. I'm gonna take another shot to show you what it looks like, and then another shot to show you what it looks like when it's all assembled, okay? So inside of the box, and you could get a sense of just how big this thing is. When you take this out, and you see his legs in his gi, and you're like, whoa, that's just the bottom part, not including the base, not including the top portion. We'll see how easily this lifts up. Okay, not so much. There's a lot of weight in there. This is going to take a while to put together, and I think this is going to be a lot bigger than some of these other statues. So I'm going to get to assembling, and then I will show you the final product. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I say that with a little bit of a laugh because this is a massive statue. Bigger than I thought it was going to be. And that's not a bad thing, but it means it won't be here in its final spot because it hangs a little bit off the shelf, and I wouldn't want that. I would want it to be flush, so I'm probably going to put it on my desk in the corner. But yeah, that is a really big, really detailed look at Ryu. One of my favorite video game characters of all time. In this case, this model, like I said, from Street Fighter V. You've got different elements of his Hadouken wrapping up, ki energy flowing around him, standing on wood, which of course isn't wood. This whole statue is made out of polystone, except for the parts that are made out of plastic, rubber like the belt. I will say most things fit in pretty well too. The belt in particular was a little bit of a wonky insert, especially since even though I followed instructions, I had to take it out to put it back in after putting in his arm and such. But that's okay. It's only like a one-time thing, so the fact that it wasn't, perfect installation isn't that bad. Things do fit in pretty tightly, and they make sense in the assembly despite the instructions not being the best either. You kind of get the idea of, oh, well, yeah, everything is cyclical, it's magnetized, so it's cool. I have a couple of pieces of styrofoam here and there I'll have to take out eventually. The only thing that actually didn't fit in quite right is this. They say to wiggle it back and forth. This side's tight. This side's not quite all the way in. Maybe that will happen in time. And it just wouldn't work either way to get it flush. So a small imperfection, but not horrible. I could live with it, especially since you don't even really see it from any direction unless if you're focusing on it, but I thought I would mention it just in case you're thinking about buying the statue. A couple of these pieces also sort of dainty. Not necessarily in the quality of their build. I mean, for all I know that they are made out of a good plastic, they appear to be. It's just dainty in terms of putting them in just right, finding out these holes and lining them up just, in the perfect position. Aside from that, I love the statue. It's really, really cool. There is one problem though. Not necessarily the statue itself, but Prime 1 Studio, why didn't you include batteries? I'm gonna have to take apart the Hadouken, which I shouldn't have to do and put it back together, but I want my fireball lit up. And I looked all over, no batteries included. That's one thing that I will also give extra props to First Four Figures. They always include batteries. Some of them are lithium ion batteries that you could take out and put in their charger, and some have, an actual cord that you could connect to the back of the statue and charge it up that way. This statue, this Ryu over here, has a couple of, I want to say, watch batteries. So they're very small. You're going to have to take this out. It's on the opposite side of the Hadouken. Take it out, put it in, connect it into the spring, put it on, and then there's an on and off switch. So yeah, one more time, taking this apart, putting it in, and then I'll be set. And then I'll just probably have the Hadouken on when I'm watching TV or doing some videos on my computer. But that's the statue. It's really cool. It's very detailed. I will also say this. I did originally order the other version, which still comes with this model, but you could take off the whole top half of Ryu and put on a younger version of him. So it's still in the same gi, but it's a little bit different of a face, and it's a little bit different of a hair color. And it's a downward block position, which is a Shotokan karate typical move, and he's looking in a different direction slightly. I think upwards, if I'm not mistaken. And that was cool. Like, you could swap off the tops, so you could have two different statues. The other one, didn't have the Hadouken involved. So no light, but, cool in a different way. But they ran out, or they seemingly gave mine that I pre-ordered to someone else. So they were waiting to get one in for me. They didn't. This one came late, was delayed, but I was compensated with a discount, which I appreciate. So in the end, I got one really cool look instead of two. And the one that I did get, I got for less money. So that's also, a win. That's a decent compromise. And for what it's worth, they said if they ever got the model that has two, they would, give me the opportunity to trade out, which is cool. But that's a look at the statues. If you look from Link over there to Samus, Mario on Yoshi, and back to Ryu from Street Fighter V. I'm stoked for Street Fighter 6. Bring it on. And that's going to do it for this video of Ryu. And I think something like this is going to make for a cool screenshot. So I'm going to stand back right about here. Yeah, we'll see what the screenshot ends up being for the video. But yeah, thanks for watching. This is Gale Network signing out. Hope you liked it. What do you think? Is something like this worth it for you? Do you even have it? If you do, yeah, what are your thoughts? All right, have a good one. Bye. Hadouken!